Michael Nugent is in our Dublin studio. Michael Nugent from Atheist Ireland, the organisation. How are you doing, Michael?
Grant.
It's a pretty heated conversation here, but we want to chat to you as well about an Irish dimension to this. Of course, you're a comedy writer yourself, and other kinds of writers, we should say, Michael. But Ireland has a big debate about blasphemy laws, which really takes us into a kind of localised version of this free speech conversation we've been having. Update us on where we are with that.
Well, first of all, can I say it's not just localised, because the Irish blasphemy law has been used internationally by Islamic states to defend their blasphemy laws and their apostasy laws, where people are being killed and beaten to death because of them. And they're pointing to Ireland as an example of a modern Western democracy, not just having an archaic blasphemy law, but passing a new blasphemy law in the 21st century and saying that shows that there's nothing wrong with blasphemy law. So it's not just local, it also has an international dimension.
Fair enough.
Where we are at the moment is quite concerning, particularly given what happened yesterday. The Irish government said in October in the Dáil that it had agreed that it would put a referendum to the people on removing the offence of blasphemy from the Constitution. But in December, when referring to the range of referendums that are coming up, which don't yet formally include the blasphemy one, an anonymous government spokesman was quoted in the Irish Times as saying that it was unlikely that any future further referendums other than the ones that are already planned will take place during the lifetime of this government. So we could be in a position where the government seems as if it may be reneging on its commitment to allow the people to remove that blasphemy law. And you also have a very serious concern yesterday where Ali Salim, a senior and very respected Muslim in Ireland, said that if the cartoons were republished in Ireland, that he would seek to have a blasphemy charge taken against anybody that published them. And the reason that that's dangerous is that under the Irish law, the first test of whether something is blasphemous is that it has to cause outrage. So if Ali Salim wants to bring a blasphemy case, the first thing he has to do is show that he is outraged. And the last thing we need in the aftermath of yesterday is senior respected Muslims demonstrating outrage.
Anjem Chowdhury, of whom we have just heard, would be very much in favour of this kind of blasphemy law, because he'd making the argument for limiting freedom to protect religious sensitivities.
Well, I think what that shows is it shows how fundamentalist religion can distort and corrupt your sense of morality, because it's clearly, no matter how upset you are, it's clearly disproportionate to murder people on the basis of being offended by something that somebody says. I mean, if like in the hadiths and in the Quran, Muhammad says that may Allah curse the Jews and Christians because they built their places of worship to the graves of their prophets. Now, I'm sure the Jews and Christians find that very offensive, but if a Jew and Christian on the basis of that decided that they wanted to go out and shoot Muslims, I'm sure that Anjem Chowdhury would think that that's a disproportionate response. So you can be strongly offended and disagree strongly with religious beliefs that are expressed by other people without taking the step to go out and shoot people. It's important to stand up to this. Just as it was important in Northern Ireland to stand up to the IRA and to the loyalist paramilitaries when they were terrorising the community on the basis of what they wanted to happen over and above the needs of democracy and the basis of morality and ethics, it's equally important that we stand up to this type of terrorism.
Michael, thank you very much. That's Michael Nugent from Atheist Ireland.